Hi. Today we're going to talk a little about schools in, my experience is in Ho Chi Minh City. And I want to say that there are wrong marketing here. I mean, the schools marketing are marketing different things. So one school could be marketing what they want, and then you put your kid there because you think it's good and it's okay. And then when your kids start there, you realize that what they did promise in the marketing and stuff actually is not how it is. It's so you paid for something and you don't get it. So I wonder, is that a scam or is it like just how it is in Vietnam? Uh, in Europe, you could never do like that. We have laws. If you don't comply with the law, and if you are a private school, you have to pay the parents back. But apparently it doesn't work like that here in Vietnam. So I know one school they advertise like for one thing, and they are not like in any official program of what they are advertising. So that is wrong. At the best, it is wrong advertising, and it's a lot of that here in Asia. So I think that's something you should kind of know about. The other thing is, I think it's crazy actually to pay these amounts for these. They call Many of them call themselves international schools. They are not. They are mostly private bilingual schools. That means they are private school, fancy private schools. A lot of facilities, very nice, very fancy. Um, and they have a little more English than the public school. And of these private bilingual schools, there will be different levels of English. Some have 50% English, 50% Vietnamese. Some could have 60% English, 40% Vietnamese. Some have 55, 45. So it's about there. Um, they often have a lot of they promote. We have Western teachers, but they kind of refuse to say that these Western teachers are from India, South Africa, Europe, Russia, Philippines, and so on. They are from non-English speaking countries that actually have English as a second language themselves. They also tend to pay the teachers cheap. That's why they hire non people from non-English speaking countries. So they basically put more money in their own pockets because they still take a very high pay from the parents. The other thing is, I don't think the program is very good. I met a lot of kids, and their level of English is, most of them is not very good. There are always a few very good students, but I'm sure they are taught by the parents at home as well. Um, but in general, yeah, the level is not very good, and that is not only to do with the children, because these people that come to Vietnam, they are, in many times they are young. They want to live in fancy apartments. They go to the pool. They want to swim. They want to be out in the sun. They want to go to the bars, party, get a Vietnamese girlfriend, and so on. Take a year or two off. So that you have a bunch of those people. You have another bunch of people that actually cannot land or get a job in their home countries, and that's why they come to Southeast Asia. This has also been the fact in Thailand and I believe in Philippines as well, so it's nothing special for Vietnam. But I think parents should know about it. So, uh, I mean, those private schools are, as they are very, very overpriced. They put in like, oh, here we have fancy uniforms, here we have fancy facilities, we have a very fancy library, we have a very fancy swimming pool, we have a very fancy music room, we have a very fancy art room, we have a very fancy computer room, and so it costs a lot of money. And we have a very fancy uniform. So then it costs a lot of money, and yeah, that's how it is. But the education and the level of knowledge and the education the children get, yeah, that is basically what you should pay for, and that is not always that good. So I see some actually, even if they pay a school like that, they still have to kind of hire a tutor after school to teach the children English. And then you might wonder what the hell am I paying for? Um, I feel many of these schools, it's like if I'm gonna buy a car, so I'll go to a car shop and I get this fancy car, let's say a Mercedes or a Porsche or something, and I want that car, but I don't get the wheels on it. So I have this very nice car, but no wheels and no tires, right? Now, are you going to pay the full price for that, or you should? Do you think it should be cheaper? And that's how I feel it is with these schools. They take way too much pay, and it's just crazy. Now some of these schools even have we've seen that the owners have done bad with economy. I don't know what they do, but the schools are closing down for different reasons, and so it is a lottery to go to these schools. And then you have a very few international schools. There are not many international schools in Ho Chi Minh City. Those schools are called IB schools, and they are by far the most expensive schools. They actually learn. They have a little higher quality and stuff. In from what I have seen or understood. But again, there are differences from those schools as well. So yeah, I mean, these schools are different, and I don't know, is it a scam? Are these bilingual schools scamming the parents, or is it just the way the whole like system works? I'm not sure. Is it a scam or is it not a scam? I'm not in any position to say. But what I can say is that the marketing is very wrong. And when you look at what you pay and what you get back for your money, it kind of doesn't fit. So you pay way too much. You do not get that much back for your money. So that is for those bilingual schools. When it comes to the IB schools, they should be more expensive, of course, but still I think they too are too expensive. Even though the kids learn in the IB schools, they still, it's still, too expensive. So yeah, I'm just gonna say this. My kid has been to a couple of schools now, and we decided to take him out of school. We do homeschooling, and I find that much better. I find that the teacher in the homeschool program actually can pronounce English, talk English good, and pronounce it correctly. I find that the assignments and everything in writing is correct English, correct grammar, whereas here I have experienced wrong grammar from the English teacher. Mind you that the English teacher come from a country that is not an English speaking country. So English was the teacher's second language. Uh, so yeah, I would say that on many levels, homeschool, the quality is better and it's also cheaper. So there are, many schools in Ho Chi Minh. They are competing every year to get students and so on. And like I say, they have very nice buildings, swimming pool. They have like maybe a stadium for basketball or football or both, and they have very very nice facilities. And you go around, your kid have this uniform, and it's like, wow, my kid go to this school, my kid go to that school, and we have so much money and we pay so much money. It's more of a status, like, oh, I can pay for that school, but your kid actually do not learn that much. So it is, what should I say, a hoax. Yeah, well, to me, it looked a little like a scam. There are many scams in Southeast Asia, and to me, this looked like a little scam, basically. And I've tried a few now and visited many, and I see a lot of. I know the people work in the schools. They have the orders from the bosses, the owners, and so on. But still, sometimes some people should have a little conscience and be a little honest. Um, but sadly, that's not the case. So, yeah, the schooling system in Ho Chi Minh, I have never seen anything that chaotic in my life. It's very, very chaotic. It's no system. It's no. There isn't any like laws they have to follow. I don't know. It's very floating, and people do kind of what they want. And if you look at the reviews of the school, every school have some bad reviews, and but the best ones, they have of course many positive and good reviews, most of that. But those bilingual schools, they are, yeah, they are what they are, and they are just. You can call it bilingual school. They can call it international school. They can call it whatever they want. But the truth is, it's just a fancy private school. That's it. That's all. There are very very few IB schools that can be called international schools. Not many here in District 7. Not many. I think maybe four schools totally, or five, 4 or 5. I'm not sure. Um, so. And in District 2, there are not many either. So most are fancy private schools. That's the school. What should I say? That's what you can get in Ho Chi Minh mostly. So you have the IB. They are international schools. But they say that. I'm just gonna clarify it, because what is an international school? Well, the start of an international school was for international children. So that means ambassadors and people working in the embassy that had children. People was a director in an international company and that have children. Those sent their kids. So here we talk children from, different countries like America, Canada, Britain, France, Germany, and so on, Australia, and so on. So all these embassies and company owners or directors, they sent their kids to these schools. That was called international schools. And usually they didn't have many of those because it's not too many children. So the international school is actually a school for international children, not for Vietnamese children, mind you. That is an international school. And in the class, the students would be mixed from many countries, foreign countries, not Vietnamese, but mixed from other foreign countries. It could be Japanese kids, Korean kids, American kids. It could be kids from Africa and Europe and Australia, New Zealand, and so on. But international school, that's what it is. That was the start of international school. What happened here in Southeast Asia, and especially in Ho Chi Minh, I haven't been to Hanoi. I cannot comment on Hanoi. So, mind you, I do not talk about Hanoi or the rest of Vietnam. I talk about Ho Chi Minh, where I am. So, here in Ho Chi Minh, they call it international school because they have an IB program. And that's it. But most of the students there are actually Vietnamese. They are rich Vietnamese kids. So the families are rich or super rich, and they put that is the majority of the children. Then you have a few, not many, but there is a few foreigners, and then you have some mixed children where usually the dad is a foreigner and the mom is Vietnamese. But it could be, the opposite, that the mom is a foreigner and the dad is Vietnamese. So that is what the international students, the international schools are like today. The largest group are basically pure Vietnamese children. Then you have the mixed kids, and the smallest group are actually foreign kids. So is that an international school? I don't know. Maybe not. But they call it that only because of the curriculum. Before, that was not the case. An international school was only for foreign children, not for mixed kids, and not for what should I say, local kids. So the whole thing is a little out in the blue, and they have become like a symbol of business. So people build up these schools, make these facilities, make the school look fantastic and awesome, and new books, and it looks dashing. I'm not gonna say bling bling and dashing. And they take a huge pay from each parent for each kid, and they call it international school for some reason. Yeah, so you can debate about that, but my point is I look at this, and that's how it is. So either way, if you're gonna, like, let's say those are international schools, then there are very few in Ho Chi Minh, and most schools are a fancy private school. They are not international schools by far. So that's how it is. And I like to say again, the marketing is wrong, and the marketing is very off. And I ask you, is it the way the system is, or is this international and private schools in Ho Chi Minh just a scam? What is it? Please reply and tell me. That's all for today. Bye bye.